Hi guys, I decided to do a little voiceover version instead of me actually talking to the camera because I spent the entire week with Aidan's family and I feel like it's kind of a lot to whip out a camera and be like, hey, I'm vlogging. So I obviously did not do that, but I'm gonna be voiceovering this video, if that makes sense. We woke up at 4:50 in the morning to catch our flight. I'm very tired. I never wake up at this hour, and Aidan's just casually chilling on his phone because he can do that while I get ready. I needed my sunscreen and it was all the way at the bottom, unfortunately, so I had to dig through that. Finally got ready and headed out the door. I downloaded some YouTube videos to watch because obviously a 3-hour flight would not be complete without YouTube. We got in our Uber and we made it to Pearson Airport, where we met up with Aidan's sister and his brother-in-law, and then we headed to Starbucks. Funny enough, our terminal did not have a real Starbucks. Like, we got to the Starbucks assuming that it would be a legitimate Starbucks, but it was not. It was just Starbucks coffee in canisters, which is just not the move for 5 a.m. flights. So no, we went to a real one. Got on the plane finally, and the entire plane was full, but no one sat beside me, which was amazing. And then I started watching my YouTube videos. I was watching Your Mom Ashley because I freaking love her. Then I decided to edit for a little bit and actually be productive. Noticed the clear blue skies and I was happy. And this old man also noticed the clear blue skies and he was happy, so that made me even more happy. Finally got off the flight and it wasn't too long, but I did have to pee real bad when I got off the flight, which is not abnormal for me. Finally picked up the golf bags because I did not check anything. Look how sunny it was. And then we got in our rental car, which Aidan's sister actually drove the entire time, which is so nice of her. Look how sunny and beautiful and blue it just is. First stop was ABC Liquor to get all of the alcohol that we can't get in Canada because there is a lot. Aidan has never participated in dry January and I don't think he ever anticipates to participate. I love high noons and they just had so many flavors in the States that we don't have in Canada. And then we got to Aidan's dad's place. This is their rental. Aidan and I actually had to sleep in the bunk bed, but we quickly changed because we could not waste the summer sun. It's not even summer, but the beautiful sun. Here's the pool. I love the little turtle details and had to crack into the high noons because we love the high noons. And I got ready for dinner and decided to wear a cute little dress since I have not been able to wear a dress in so long. Fun fact, Aidan actually bought me this dress and I love it. And then we actually headed to dinner because we were super starving. It's just so beautiful. I could not get enough of the sun. We went to Don Tequila, which is a Mexican restaurant. I got a frozen guava margarita and that shit slapped. You know what slapped even more? My birria tacos. That shit was so good. I talked about it for like 3 days after. We ended up making a pit stop in Publix for Aidan's sister to grab a couple of things, and we saw these Valentine's Day balloons and I could not get over how cute this one is. Just look at it. And then you know me, I freaking love oat milk. I fucking love it. Clearly I was trying to convince Aidan to love the Oatly as much as I did, but he did not. And then I got some Oreo Thins, mint flavored, because you cannot get those in Canada. Aidan also found some new Prime flavors, which he really enjoys. And then we got home and it was still super early, so I made Aidan walk to Walmart with me. Not that Canada doesn't have Walmart, but you know what? US Walmart has different products and I just needed to go see it. Just really browse the beauty section for the most part. You guys know me really well. You know that I could spend 800 hours in a Walmart and just look at every single aisle. Same thing with Target, and I did go to Target a lot on this trip. I found some Tree Hut stuff, but we also don't have this native stuff in Canada, which is amazing. It smelled so good I bought it. And then we walked home and we found this really weird home. And then obviously, you know what? I manifested seeing a cat on the street and look what happened. A cat. And she loved us. She was so cute and sweet and followed us, but we weren't allowed to take her home. Started the morning strong with Aidan and I sharing a single bed because we are two small beans and could somehow fit. And then I decided to actually be not nasty and shower and take care of myself a little bit. And so I just took a nice little shower because I did not shower after getting off the plane and I feel like that is almost illegal. Here I am using my tiny little glue stick deodorant. I later bought a new one, and then my contacts, as per usual, were really bothering my eyes. I started with some sunscreen because I needed it, obviously, for the sun, the beautiful sun. You best believe I slathered that shit on because I was not about to risk skin cancer or wrinkles. Does anyone else hate the feeling of product on their hands? Like, I just have to immediately wash my hands after I touch any beauty products. And then I just did my eyebrows. I honestly did not put on a lot of makeup this entire trip because I just couldn't be bothered. Changed into my swimsuit. It's so pretty, and I got it from Ardene's, $35. I had an espresso every single morning with almond milk, and I can see why people buy those things because they're so easy easy to use. And then Aidan's dad whipped up some breakfast sandwiches, packed some water and Celsius for our excursion of the day. Aidan handed me back my lip balm, and yeah, we headed out for excursion, which honestly think this was my favorite day just because we did an actual activity. And I love laying by the pool, but I can just only lay by the pool for so long. We saw our first Trump bumper sticker. But anyways, our excursion was these kayak paddle boat type things where you actually did it with your feet. You don't have to row or anything like that. So it's such a great alternative to rowing, especially if you have a bad back or you aren't super mobile. This is our tour guide. He took so many pictures of us, and here are some oysters growing on the mangroves, and Aidan thought that was super sick. Here we found a little hermit crab, and he jumped right back in the water. He did not want to be found. After we got better at pedaling, I want to say, we were able to go into these narrow little canals, which really was very relaxing, and the sounds were very relaxing. I didn't realize how shallow it was, but we actually got out at one point and we were able to walk around and look for stuff. Here we found a sea urchin and we got to hold it, and you can see its little like spikes moving around on my hand. Aidan chose not to hold the sea urchin, but I really liked it. It was very ticklish. And yeah, we just really enjoyed this, and I think it was just a really fun experience to have. This was actually a Christmas present for Aidan's dad and his stepmom, so we actually all paid for it for them to go on. I don't know about you guys, but the sounds were just so relaxing to me, and just being in the mangroves just felt very calming. And then we came across these cutie little white birds, and I went to the washroom as soon as I got off the kayak because I was so sweaty and I was scared I was burnt. And we also got these little memorabilia, I think I want to call them, but they're necklaces, and we got them from the tour guide. And then we got in the car and headed all the way back home, where we were able to enjoy the pool and have some drinks and also have a nice barbecue dinner. And then we went on a stroll where I was able to use my Ulta gift card. Essentially, this is like an outdoor mall, but our main plan was to get ice cream and go to Ulta. This ice cream was so good. Aidan's dad really hyped up the toasted coconut and chocolate. Aidan never gets ice cream, but he was like, it's vacation, so I'm allowed to. Loser. Freaking loser. You should have ice cream every day. And there were so many treats in there that looked delicious, and I finally made my way to Ulta. They were actually closing in 5 minutes, but luckily I had already done research on all the products I wanted, so I just quickly grabbed all those off the shelf. This morning, Aidan went to golf, so I actually woke up and I was not having it. I've never woken up this early in the last year, but I decided to be productive and actually edit. I only edited for about an hour because I didn't want to spend all of my time on vacation editing, so I put my laptop away at 8:30 and took a nice little shower, decided to wash my hair because it was quite greasy, and then just like every morning, I decided to get ready and just look a little bit more presentable. But here I noticed my skin was just not having it, and I wasn't sure if it was from the sunscreen, but I was not happy about that. Started off strong with the sunscreen again. I did actually end up returning the tinted sunscreen because I just did not like it. And then I went in with the Fit Me concealer, covered up them dark circles and all the little spots that appeared overnight. And then I just went in with a cream blush just because it's super easy and requires no effort. So I slapped that shit on, and then I went in with my new Ulta products, which I didn't realize this was an oil, and I was spraying it on my roots, which would make sense why my hair got greasy really fast. My hair was so smooth after using that product, like I just could not get over how silky my hair was. And then this is my outfit of the day, very basic, very simple, and I gave my hair one last sniff because it smelled so good. Came outside to find Aidan's dog swimming in the pool, and I feel like this would just bring happiness to anyone. If you know me, you know I love a good cucumber cream cheese bagel. I'd really love to know if I say bagel weird, because I went to Florida at one point in my life, and all the Floridians, is that what you call them, Floridians? They all made fun of me for how I said bagel. We drove Aidan's stepmom to the Strand, which is a golf course that Aidan's dad is a member at and was the golf course that they were golfing at. The drive was so nice, and I just could not get over how big the property was or how freaking green their grass was, but Aidan said they use pesticides. Anyways, the girlies don't golf, so we went to Target and shopped to our heart's content, because what else is there to do when you're Canadian and you go to America? We only grabbed a couple of things because honestly we did not have that much time there, but we got back home and changed into our swimsuits and enjoyed the pool some more until it started raining. Aidan refused to get out of the pool. I'm not too sure why, but but look at his grimy little feet. Like, look how wrinkly they are. That just signifies how long he was in there for. And then he decided to do some tricks for me to keep me entertained because I was not about to go back in the pool when it was pouring rain. And then, of course, we could not forget about Trader Joe's, so we headed over and we found this weird sauce. There was an overwhelming amount of snacks and beverages to try, but I only picked up a few things and controlled myself. So we got some high noons, we got some alcoholic kombucha. I also got these chocolate date bars, but Aidan also wanted to show off his random drink. But yeah, I got these. They're okay. I wouldn't say they're the best. And then I got the Trader Joe's sunscreen, which I didn't know was a dupe for the Super Goop. I think that's what it's called. I also got this gnocchi because Tara Michelle always raves about the Trader Joe's gnocchi and how she brings it back. We stopped at home to drop off our groceries, and then we quickly headed to dinner, which was at Lowbrow, and it's just a pizza shop, but very delicious. And nonetheless, it's also opened by Canadians, so we just had to support. So this was the last day we were spending at Aidan's dad's place. I got some work done, but then headed to the bathroom to continue my routine, and I used my new products. Was not expecting the sunscreen to be this texture, but I do actually really like it and I want to buy another bottle. I made my daily Nespresso, and then I decided to start packing up a few things, and then I got hungry. And Boog was hungry, and he does not love me, he loves my food. The guys went golfing again this morning, and we honestly just had a very, very chill day. Aidan's sister was not feeling too great, so we just had a couple snacks. We had the gnocchi, I had the kombucha, and then we headed off for an early dinner at Oak and Stone. Okay, if you love craft beer, you will love this place because the variety here is actually insane. I wish I liked beer just so I could experience this, but essentially you get these bracelets and you just tap them and you fill up flights and you get to try a bunch. I got a quinoa bowl with some tuna, and Aidan got a chicken sandwich. Aidan literally took photos of his fries before he left the table to get more beer because he was paranoid that me and his sister would steal his fries, which he was not wrong about because we did steal some, and he came back to check and show us that he knew. We parted ways, and then we headed to Orlando to see the rest of Aidan's family. When we arrived, we got this beautiful suite. And then we basically just got ready for bed because we were so tired from the drive. It was so nice not sleeping in a single bed with Aidan, no offense to him. We got ready for the pool, and it was a communal pool because obviously this is a hotel/resort. We walked over and it was just such a nice day, even though it was a little bit more cloudy. And just look how beautiful the pool was. We were spoiled. We headed back because we wanted lunch. Everybody and their mothers wanted Shake Shack, so that's exactly what we did. We headed to the mall where we could get to the nearest Shake Shack. There was actually so many locations nearby. It was kind of crazy how many locations there were. This was my first experience at Shake Shack, and it was a good one. I got the chicken sandwich and it was really good. I don't know if that's weird. I don't know about the burger though because I didn't have it. Okay, you guys definitely think I'm crazy for going to Target again, but come on, I'm Canadian and we don't have Target, so I'm gonna get as much as I can. Crumble cookies, which was also my first time. I don't know how I feel about them. I feel like there's just too much icing. Like, look at that ratio. And then we went back to the pool. But the pool actually had a little visitor, a turtle. A turtle freaking crawled into the pool. I love him. Got ready and actually headed to dinner because, you know what? We need to eat on this trip, and we need to eat a lot. Went to Bonefish Grill, but they couldn't take us, so...
Yay. Are you excited for Bonefish Grill?
Hype me up.
Are you excited for Bonefish? We're gonna get shrimp. How about you?
Ready.
Unfortunately, they couldn't seat us, so we went to Carrabba's, which was just a no for me. I just did not like their food unless you're there for their unlimited fountain drinks. There's nothing else good about this place. Okay, so this was our last full day in Florida, and you know what? Guess what we freaking did? We went to Target, and this is my outfit. Very cute, very basic, but I love her. And I did some shopping. I tried on a few things, and I forgot to film it, and then we went back to freaking Shake Shack. I'm not complaining because we can't get in Canada, but someone did have cravings, and can you guys tell why? Got home, changed into our bathing suits, and I had a little Celsius because I freaking love them. Had an orange for health, and then we went to Mini Putt. This was like a literal 2-hole round because we were late for dinner and we could not miss Bonefish Grill again. It was really fun though, and just family competitiveness is always funny. And then we got ready for dinner because Bonefish fucking Grill. Aidan was just waiting for me to show off his outfit, but he also was trying to convince me that he was more tan than I was, which was clearly a freaking lie. And then we made it. We finally made it. And we got our shrimp that everyone was talking about. We got home later that night and just packed. Surprise! We're still in Florida because our flight at 4 a.m. actually got canceled and got moved 13 hours back, so we still had to check out of our room and say goodbye to our beautiful, beautiful suite. But luckily, Aidan's aunt and uncle were just next door, where I was able to get some work done and have a snack. This was my lunch, and then this was Aidan's lunch before we headed out to do an activity because I could not stay in the house any longer. We decided to do mini putt because we didn't finish it the day before, and Aidan was able to teach me some useful little putting skills to use on the course.
Learning the whole thing.
Yeah, I want to see you make it.
Yay!
It was so nice because this was completely free. You didn't have to pay anything additional in order to play the course. So we played the entire course. And I just feel like every single dude who sees a basketball in an empty court just needs to shoot some hoops. So I stood there and supported Aidan because I cannot shoot a basketball for my damn life. I always forget that Florida has alligators, but the water here was really murky and scary, so I did not like that. But we headed to the airport finally after waiting 13 grueling hours, and we watched the Super Bowl from this random restaurant. This was the only place you could really watch it. So we sat our asses down and we watched the game, and we were able to watch Rihanna's halftime show just before we had to board the plane. Aidan was committed and bought Wi-Fi to watch it, and then we finally landed in frickin' Toronto. And that's the end of my Florida trip. It was very relaxing and definitely filled with Target.